Hey, this is Jennifer, and I want to talk about a really simple tool to use. It's called Plickers, and we talked about it at the high school faculty meeting yesterday. And here's a little introduction video on how to get started. Remember that Plickers is a feedback device, or an app rather, for your phone or your iPad that gets feedback from the students, but it doesn't have the students with the clickers or the devices or the one-to-one. The teacher is using the device, and the students are holding up printed cards. The app scans the cards, and that's how the data is inserted into the tool. So you go to plickers.com to set up your account. It's free. You create your account, and this is what the opening page looks like. We're going to first start by creating our classes. So if you'll click on the word classes, I set up a demo class that I used in the faculty meeting yesterday, and you'll notice it has a color, which is that aqua color. You'll see that there are 26 students in that class. You'll also notice there's a little arrow here. So if I open that little drop down, I could edit the class if I needed to add more kids or change its name. I could archive it. Maybe it's a class that I taught last semester, but I'm not teaching it this semester, but I don't want to delete the data that's in it. Or maybe I need to delete the class. It's the end of a school year, and I'm going to have all new kids. Or you'll notice that I can start this class from scratch. So let's pretend I want to use Plickers for the first time. I'm going to set up my classes. So I'll click Add a New Class. I'll call it, say, First Period. That's the group. Year is the grade level that the students are. Let's say these are juniors. And then I'm teaching social studies. And then I can select a color so that each of my classes has its own color so that I can kind of visually keep them apart. And then I click Save. Now at this point I need to import the names of my kiddos. On the right-hand side, you can see a list of numbers, and these are the available cards that you have. Now remember, the students are holding a card that they give their answer to the teacher. So we have 63 optional cards, as many as 63 in a group. Most classes, you'll have plenty of cards. So to put my kids' names in, I'm going to start just typing their name. So I have Jill Smith. I click enter and it adds Jill and gives Jill the number 1. I have Kara Jones. I have Roger Thomas. And I have Adam Smith. All right, I'm really creative today. So I would continue to add as many names as I have kids in my classroom. I can use these here, these little buttons, to rearrange my kids. They're automatically in 1, 2, 3 order, but if I want to put them in alphabetical instead, I just select the A to Z and it does that. If I want to put them back in 1 through in numerical number order, then I just click that button. So once I have my kids ready to go, then I'm going to go to my library at the top, and I have only one question so far. You'll notice where it says filter by class, I have the 2 classes so far that I have set up, the first period class, the demo class. I have one question in here. The question was, what color is the sky? Blue, green, red, yellow. You can see that blue is the right answer. It's circled. And you can also see that the demo class has been assigned this question. And this is actually the question that I used yesterday in the faculty meeting. So if I want to add a new question, I click in that box and I'm going to say, what color is the sun? I'm going to type in my options. Green, blue, yellow, and red. Make sure that I find my answer and I give it a check in the correct column so it knows how to grade it, and then I click Save. Now in order for me to use this question with a class, I have to add it to my plan or assign it to a class. I so far have 2 classes. I can assign it to first period, I can assign it to my demo class, I can continue to assign it to each of the classes that I want. Now remember, in order to score it, I'm going to score it from my phone. So this just simply means when I'm planning it on the website, it means that I'm going to have that access through the app on my phone. I'll be able to go to the app, open it up, click on my class, and then see what questions I have available to ask to that particular class. So in my demo class, I actually have 2 questions available. What color is the sun, which I just added? What color is the sky, which is what we did in the faculty meeting yesterday. So once I've ran an actual question with my students, then I can look at a report of their responses. So under the reports, I can see that November the 6th, the demo class had this question, and this was the responses. Now, if you were in the faculty meeting, you remember that I kind of scanned quickly in a big room, and even though there were 26 of you that had cards, it only caught 15 of them. If I was in a classroom with all of my students in a smaller area, I would do a better job of getting everybody's results. But this is what the responses look like. I can see that 13 people got it right, 2 people got it wrong. And if I want to, I can actually go into that demo class and see each one of the students and who got what answer. So if I need to drill down and look exactly who got the right ones and who got the wrong ones, I can do that as well. So this is a really cool tool to be able to get some instant feedback from your students, maybe at the end of class, maybe at the beginning of class, maybe just as a really quick review game. You're going to create the classes and you're going to create your questions on the website itself, but you're going to drive the activity from your iPhone or your Android device, whatever is connected through 3G or whatever you're using. If you have a Wi-Fi network to connect to, you could do that as well. But it's the teacher device that's going to interact with the kids' cards. Now, how do we get the cards? You'll notice it up here in that blue ribbon. It says cards. Now, the standard set of Plicker cards right here, I click on and I print them out. They come out 2 per sheet. So I just simply make copies, I cut them out, and I hand one to each kid. And make sure that I've got the right number that has been assigned to that student. I give them that card. Because each of these cards, or these little graphics, has a number on the corner, as well as an A on one side, a B on another side, a C, and then a D. So for the students to respond, they're going to hold up their card with their right answer at the top, and that's how the app is going to read their response. You'll also notice that even though these 2 all have A, B, C, D answers, their individual number and their shape different. So scanning these graphics is telling my device, A, who got it right or wrong, B, who it was that answer came from. And since each of these are shaped a little bit differently, the kids can't turn around and look at how do they have theirs organized or how do they have theirs turned and instantly be able to cheat. Because each of these graphics is a little bit different so that the computer scans them and knows different data. That makes sense. So Plickers is free. It's worth a try. It's less setup than doing, say, Kahoot or infused learning or some kind of one-to-one kind of device, or even the clicker systems that you can check out from the library have a little bit more complication in their setup than this one does. So give it a try, plickers.com. It's free. I hope you enjoy it. Have a great day.